to decide how to create these two countries. They created, apparently, the Gaza Strip and the West Bank as Palestine. Number one, how was that determination made? The second part of the same question, why were the Palestinians expected to accept a non-contiguous state with Israel essentially in the middle of it?
So the decisions that were not made by Palestinians. First of all, Palestinians in 1947, if you said somebody was a Palestinian, you were referring to a Jew. The Arabs of that area were basically referred to themselves as Arabs. The Palestinian National Arab really hadn't taken hold to the 60s on a large scale. As far as these were things that were done with the best of intentions by international bodies, French, English, Americans, who created artificial things and rebuilt what was there. Remember, there was never supposed to be a Palestinian state because the Palestinians rejected the actions that the Arabs rejected a Palestinian state. They attacked within 9 hours of Israel declaring independence.
But when Israel was quote-unquote created,
right.
The other area was what?
The other areas, the Egyptians took Gaza, and the Jordanians took Judea and Samaria and the West Bank, because it was in their interest, and when they had lost the war where the 5 armies had come in, Israel actually, what they were given initially by a UN General Assembly resolution, which was non-binding 181, Israel got more land in its defensive war 47 and 48 until the armistice lines were created, and there were never borders. So there's really, it's very strange. There are no real borders, along the West Bank. That's it. That's still an armistice line. It's not technically occupied. It's disputed occupied territory. The one occupied area that's really real is actually Israel does occupy the Golan Heights, which are annexed by international law. There are so many things that people take and they just throw words and things out. So those things are still regarding the Palestinian Arabs who are there now, is by their own definition, are disputed areas that are there. And again, the people did not have choices of what was going on. But usually that happens in the world as the aggressor loses territory, and that did happen. Israel got more contiguous, even though not really defensible borders, but better than them.
But it's not contiguous.
Yeah, no. But the Palestinian state was never their aim. Their aim was the destruction of Israel and throwing the Jews into the sea.
So
let me get to the next question.
If everyone had accepted what the UN was recommending,
right.
Here's Israel.
Right.
What else is in quote-unquote Palestine?
What do you mean? First, there was no. What do you mean?
Israel said, "We'll take what the UN."
Israel did accept it. Yeah.
And the other side.
So it said, "No, we're going to attack you and destroy you."
What were they saying no to?
They were saying no. The Palestinian national narrative is about destroying the state of Israel before they have a state of their own. Unfortunately, they want a state of their own before they want to destroy Israel. Then there'll be a potential two-state for two people situation.
Thank you for a fabulous briefing. My question is, you seem to be very frustrated with the Rubio State Department. I'm
not frustrated. I'm frustrated that he does not have seemingly more influence.
Okay, so that was my question. Is he the right leader? Does he have the strength to lead the State Department? Was it a bad pick?
No. First of all, it's about who President Trump trusts. And sometimes presidents go around cabinet people who should be in charge of things. I wish the president reevaluated. I think you saw a little of it when you saw the State of the Union, when he went all around and he said that if this doesn't work out, in the world, basically it's all on you, Marco, and whatever it was. And that fact that you got 100 votes or 99 votes, and you got a lot of Democrats, kind of saying, are you a rhino kind of thing, how he's referred to. I think he is really good. He was a great choice, maybe one of the best cabinet choices. But that's President Trump's choice if he's going to put him into the position of power. Right now, he has sidelined him, which is sad, right from the start.
To the benefit of Witkoff.
Yeah, he trusts Witkoff more. He's had a long personal relationship.
What about Bowler? Why is Bowler in the picture at all?
I don't know. He's the hostage person, but he's put him, Bowler's the one who's technically our hostage negotiator, not just for the Middle East, but it's been there. Very disappointed in what he's doing there. There's too many pots, too many cooks that are going on right now. And I think it needs to be clear. But Witkoff, between he and Bowler, I'd rather have Witkoff. But again, I don't know exactly how it's all playing out. There seems to be loose confusion about who really is leading here.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, thank you. My head is spinning. Therefore, I will talk strictly about one of the last slides. What do people like Tucker Carlson?
Let's go.
No.
No.
Okay, because I just want to know.
Let's not get, okay.
Which name?
David,
I did.
you mentioned the buffer zone. You mentioned the buffer zone.
Yes. There are two buffer zones. There's one going to be around the Gaza envelope, in theory, and one in the north.
Now, what impact do you feel that plus the replacement of the electronic surveillance with boots on the ground could have on preventing anything like the attack that occurred on October 7th?
If the terrorists are close by, they are very smart. Israel overestimated electronic surveillance. They had automated machine guns. They had all kinds of things. But if you underestimate your enemy, you're going to get burned. And that's what happened. Israel in the north, Hezbollah is going to eventually come back and be very close to those communities again. Israel believed in the south they could do what was called mowing the grass, going back for a war every few years, and that was good enough. I think, at least in Gaza, Gaza is different than Lebanon. Lebanon's a real country. Israel has to take the opportunity, if President Trump backs them, to be able to go in and clear out Hamas as much as they possibly can. It's going to take years. I just don't know if the president has the patience to let Israel do that. And if hostages have not all come back, there's going to be a divide in the Israeli people, and and Hamas knows their major card is hostages, and I wouldn't be surprised a year from now we're talking about some hostages that have been taken out and end up in Algeria or Tehran or who knows where, and they have disappeared. But those are their chips that they're playing. Hamas never wants to leave. But again, the buffer zones are helpful, but they're not an answer. Just like Iron Dome was never an answer, a pretty good answer, but not the answer, being purely, a defensive system.
I would also suggest that it's American public opinion, and has to be taken into consideration.
Absolutely. Right. That's why I showed in the very beginning the numbers, which are mixed. Americans have a lot of other interests. They watch their stock market go down, their portfolios go down. We're pocketbook issues of the things. This is a distraction. And you have plenty of people saying we're wasting money on foreign affairs. By the way, I'll just say one pitch. Stopping all the soft power we have with foreign aid undermines our security interests. I'm just throwing that out there. It's a whole other topic I didn't address.
Hi, Dr. Mandel. Thank you very much for today. My name is David Reingold, and I have a question about the Islamic term taqiyya.
Taqiyya, it means the religiously approved ability to lie. Right. Or dissimulation is what they say. Huh?
I'm
Okay.
just getting incorporated in what policy.
So basically, mainly I know it regarding the Iranian Revolutionary Guards, the supreme leader. They lie, and we believe it. And they have religious sanction to lie, that's saying it's okay for our own self-interest. So taqiyya is, and we get played all the time. Again, we look through Western eyes, people tell us something, and they just laugh at us. We're playing checkers, and they're playing five-dimensional chess, and we just don't have, and that's how we end up, I hate to say this, not doing what is best we could have in Afghanistan or Iraq, or what we did after Kuwait, staying or going, with all these different things, because we don't understand it's not nation states, it's tribes and clans, and they lie. And it's not inconsistent, it's part of a different culture of what's there. But you have to put yourself in the shoes of the other. It's called, H.R. McMaster calls it strategic empathy, to understand your adversary, and we don't do that very well.
Obviously, we have to change something.
Yeah, we have to change.